Good afternoon. Today we are in Haltwhistle, which is a small town in Northumberland. We're back along the River South Tyne. We're going to be having a look today along the river, up Haltwhistle Burn, and see some of the industrial history of the area, and then coming back through the town and finishing up here at Alston Arches. So let's go and have a look, shall we?
From its tiny spring source near Garrigill and journey through the North Pennines, the River South Tyne enters Northumberland at Haltwhistle and turns east to travel onwards to the North Sea. Several bridges cross the South Tyne here, including the intricate entrance to the railway from Plenmella, the imposing Alston Arches on the former Haltwhistle-Alston Railway, and the modern A69 taking traffic between Carlisle and Newcastle.
The town of Haltwhistle is named for the Old French Haltwhistle, which means fork in the river, referring to the meeting of the River South Tyne with its tributary Haltwhistle Burn. Haltwhistle Burn originates up beyond Caulfield's quarry, where the water was carried via aqueducts to nearby Roman forts. Our route today takes us from the confluence up the burn to see the remains of the area's industrial history. This is where we go across here.
South Tyne Colliery was a working coal mine from the 1870s until the 1930s, taking advantage of the thick seam of coal which can still be seen in the rocks surrounding the Haltwhistle Burn Gorge. As well as supplying local brickworks, the coming of the Carlisle-Newcastle Railway in the 1840s turned Haltwhistle into a prosperous mining town.
Later, the Tyne Fire Clay Company operated here until the early 1960s. Clay stones formed from carboniferous mud were used to make salt-glazed pipes and bricks. Ponies pulled tubs of clay along the track from the nearby mine to be crushed, mixed and formed into the pipes. Coal heated a drying room which sits alongside the present-day footpath, and 2 kilns, reusing the mine's square chimney.
As we walked further up the burn, we came across the site of the old brickworks, an even older site dating to the 1840s. Nelson and Fawcett of Carlisle built a huge works here along with both sides of the burn, which spawned more brickwork and businesses used to build Haltwhistle's new homes in the 19th century. Little remains today, but stone packing in the cliffs, bridge abutments and bricks from the building used to contain the burn.
Areas like Lees Hill, where the gorge has been quarried, show the strata of rock more clearly. Like much of the area to the south, it's a mix of sandstone and limestone with coal seams running through. A nearby fault sometimes leaves the rock lying at an angle and creates a pattern of ridges and slopes in the surrounding landscape, including the windsill further up, which you can see on our Caulfield Quarry video. Soon we came across an earlier coal mine, the East End pit, with its distinctive fell chimney and remains of the engine house. There are still signs of drifts and spoil around and above the chimney, showing the scale of mining here. Coal has been mined around Haltwhistle for many centuries, and this pit opened in 1837, providing coal for clay and pipeworks down the burn and beyond until 1920.
Prior to today's footpath, a railway track followed the burn along the bottom of the gorge, bringing stone from Caulfield's quarry down to meet the railway in Haltwhistle. This narrow gauge railway ran from 1902 when the quarry opened until 1938 when road transport took over. 2 smaller locomotives were replaced in 1920s by the Tank, an American petrol locomotive previously used in World War I. Beyond the mine, the gorge opens out and the route passes the remains of 2 sets of lime kilns. The larger ones next to the footpath were built by the South Tyne Coal Company for commercial production. Across the burn is an earlier smaller set which would have been used for small scale use, likely for agriculture and local buildings.
We turned around where the burn meets the military road, which despite its very straight route is not Roman, but was built in the 18th century for easier movement of troops between Carlisle and Newcastle. Unfortunately, building the road did destroy several sections of Hadrian's Wall, but today provides tourists with easy access to the walking route and associated museums. Oh, I think we're at the top. Time to turn around and go back then. That way. It's really annoying, isn't it, that? Enjoying your walk? Favourite bit?
Oh yeah, probably looking forward to going to the viaduct and have a look at the signal box.
Yeah, sounds good.
On its site nestled by the river below Hadrian's Wall, Haltwhistle was for many centuries a border town with Scotland today and claims to be the geographic centre of Britain. It was granted a market charter in the early 13th century when the Holy Cross Church was also established here. With its position on the border, it was subject to the lawlessness of the border reivers throughout medieval times, and you can still see vassal houses in the town centre today, such as this hotel built around a peel tower.
As we've seen on our walk, Haltwhistle's heyday was in the 19th century with the arrival of the railway and heavy industry. Sadly, this did not last long, and the 20th century saw closures of those similar to throughout the North Pennine area, followed by manufacturing such as the former Crown Paint factory. Today, Haltwhistle mostly caters to the tourist trade for day trippers like ourselves and a stopover for those walking the wall.
The only railway passing here today is the Tyne Valley line for freight and passengers between Carlisle and Newcastle, but previously there was also a branch towards Alston, and as we've seen today, a narrow gauge railway to works up Haltwhistle Burn. The railway station has a traditional feel thanks to the original buildings here, including the old water tower, large signal box, wooden shelters and the footbridge.
The Alston Branch Railway ran 13 miles from here, following the River South Tyne up to Alston for transport of mining materials until closure in 1976. We finished today's walk walking over the grand sandstone Alston Arches viaduct, which carried the railway across the river and was the first significant structure to be built on the railway in 1852. Following closure of the railway and later refurbishment, it reopened as a footpath in 2006 and is very popular with walkers today.